Hello, so here's my second half of my video since I put part of it in my playing proficiency. So talking about arms, hands, and fingers, just a reminder your arms should sit naturally, so that way you're not, really getting your elbows up or your shoulders shouldn't be up. They should sit naturally without much tension and just kind of be down relaxed. If you want to get used to your arms moving more freely, a good thing to talk about is the sternoclavicular joint. Just kind of put one arm here on your collarbone, and you can feel, as you move your arm around, you can feel that joint move. So also make sure you only lift your arms as high up as you need to play. You don't want to, be stretching your neck out to be able to play the flute, but you also don't want to not bring it up far enough and you're craning your neck over. You want to bring it up so that way it kind of just looks natural, like you're a flute player. For the hands, make sure that you don't bend your wrist more than maybe about 30 degrees, because otherwise anywhere beyond there, as you're playing the flute, you're probably going to get some kind of injury. And in general, as you're playing the flute, if something hurts, you're probably doing something wrong. You should troubleshoot and figure out what it is, or ask someone else and figure it out so you don't hurt yourself. Next, as your fingers, you want to move your fingers as a unit. So here, I'll try to turn. So you want to move from the knuckle, not so much like, don't use all knuckles, but you want to move with the whole thing as a unit together. So rather than, kind of bending the finger using all the knuckles, move the whole thing as a unit. You want to make sure that your fingers have a natural curve to them. Just kind of like you're holding a mug, or you're just kind of letting your hand relax. You don't want to have your hands really, really curled up, but you also don't want your fingers to be flat. Make sure you don't have banana fingers, as Dr. White calls them. You don't want your fingers to be curving over the edge. You don't want your fingers, like I said, have too much of a curve to be pushing down onto them, but rather a natural curve, and having the pads of your fingers in the middle of the pads of the keys. And then finally, you don't want to have your fingers every time you press, all the way up here, because you might not get your fingers down on the right spot. You want to make sure that your fingers stay close to the keys, if not, staying just kind of just lightly touching them but not pushing them down, so that way you can, easily come up and off of the keys and back down. As you can see there, my pointer finger likes to come up as I go down, but you still want to just keep them close rather than coming way up every time. There we go.